When you close your eyes and picture Santa Claus, what do you see? A big, jolly grandfather? A round belly that shakes like a bowl of jelly? And of course, that bright, famous red suit. Most people think this version of Santa has been around for hundreds of years. Or you might have heard the rumor that Coca-Cola invented Santa Claus just to sell soda. Well, both of those are actually wrong. Coca-Cola didn't invent Santa Claus, but what they did to him might be even crazier. They didn't create the legend, but they did give him a makeover that changed Christmas forever. Here is the true story of how a soda company hijacked the holidays. To understand what Coke did, we have to go back to the before times. Before the 1930s, Santa Claus was having a bit of an identity crisis. If you looked at Christmas cards from the 1800s, Santa looked chaotic. Sometimes he was tall and skinny. Sometimes he was a tiny, spooky elf. He wore green robes, blue robes, and even brown fur. Honestly, some of these old versions of Santa were kind of terrifying. He looked more like a strict school teacher than a jolly grandpa. There was no standard Santa. Everyone just drew him however they wanted. In the early 1900s, Coca-Cola was huge, but only in the summer. People thought of Coke as a refreshing drink for a hot day at the beach. When winter hit and the snow started falling, nobody wanted a cold soda. Sales plummeted. The company was desperate. They needed a way to convince people that thirst doesn't care what season it is. They needed a mascot who could sell ice-cold soda in the middle of a freezing winter. And who is the ultimate winter celebrity? Santa Claus. But they couldn't use the scary, skinny green suit Santa. That guy wasn't going to sell soda. They needed someone warmer, someone friendlier. In 1931, Coca-Cola hired Sundblom to paint a new campaign. His instructions were simple: make Santa real, make him human. Sundblom didn't look at the old spooky elves for inspiration. Instead, he looked at the famous poem, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." He painted a Santa who was plump and lively. He gave him rosy cheeks, twinkling eyes, and laugh lines. He replaced the stern look with a warm, welcoming smile. And most importantly, he solidified that big red velvet suit. Now, Coke didn't invent the red suit. It had appeared a few times before, but Sundblom made it the standard. He made the red suit the only suit that mattered because it matched the Coca-Cola red perfectly. For the next 30 years, Sundblom painted a new Santa every Christmas. These ads were everywhere, on the back of magazines, on billboards, and store windows. Because Coca-Cola was such a massive company with a huge budget, their version of Santa flooded the world. Eventually, the other versions just disappeared. The tall, skinny Santa? Gone. The green robe? Forgotten. The spooky elf? History. An entire generation of kids grew up thinking, this is what Santa looks like. So, did Coca-Cola invent Santa? No. St. Nicholas and the legends existed long before the soda. But they did standardize him. They took a confusing, shape-shifting mythological character and turned him into the warm, red-suited grandfather we all know today. In a way, every time you see a mall Santa or a Christmas movie, you're looking at a 100-year-old marketing campaign that worked a little too well. What do you think? Do you prefer the jolly Coke Santa, or should we bring back the spooky green wizard? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked this story, hit that like button and subscribe for more history you didn't know you needed. See you in the next one.